Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. In this one, we're going to be talking about one of the best cornerbacks in the country, everybody's favorite cornerback, Ahmad Gardner, Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati. I really feel like everything is starting to align for Gardner in the pre-draft process. I mean, he is acing this thing. First and foremost, the college production. We all know how dominant of a player he was this past season, but I think it's important to look at the ascension. I mean, he was a great player year one, then got better year two, and then in year three, I mean, this guy really blossomed into, again, one of the best cornerbacks in all of college football. Could very well be the first cornerback taken in this upcoming draft. You look at his size, right? So you know how good of a college player he is. Dominates in man coverage, zone coverage, tight press. He can play off. He's an aggressive player. Very good ball skills. He's not afraid to come up and tackle. He has this aura about him. He plays with a ton of confidence. He is not backing down from a single challenge. He's not going to be shying away. He's not going to be scared of going up against guys like Devontae Adams and whatnot. No, not in the least. It almost seems like the more you put on Gardner's plate, the more he tends to rise to the occasion, and that is really, really important if we're talking about a starting outside cornerback in the National Football League. He's never allowed a touchdown pass in his entire collegiate career. He's had multiple interceptions, 3 every single season back at Cincinnati, 3 year 1, 3 year 2, 3 year 3. I mean, he is so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. You look at some of the other stats in 2021, right? 13 games, 40 tackles with 4 passes defended against to go along with those 3 INTs. So we know Gardner has the size. We know he flat out dominated the game of college football. How did he do at the combine? He did well, right? He put together a great physical performance, and supposedly he did a great job in the interview process as well. So it seems like as the days go by, as the weeks go by, Ahmad Gardner's stock continues to skyrocket, and he is being talked about right now as a top 10 pick. It's gotten to the point where we were talking about Ahmad Gardner maybe going spot number 10 to the Jets. You know, would it be a solid fit? But now it's looking like he could be the pick at 4. Okay, I don't think he gets to 10 because there's a team in the back half of the top 10 that I feel like would love him. The Atlanta Falcons. Dean Pease, they have AJ Terrell on the roster. They have a hole with that second cornerback spot. I think he would be a perfect complement for AJ Terrell, a guy who can really get up in the grills of wide receiver, play that press man. Again, a lot of fun to watch here. So it's a tough decision here. Ahmad Gardner at spot number 4, I think the first question that we need to ask here is, would he fit the system? And I think the answer is yes. I think he does a really good job with contesting catches, really making it difficult for wide receivers. Now, there are a couple cons, and we're going to talk about him, but I think the second he would arrive in Florham Park, he would be the team's #1 corner. I like Bryce Hall. I like Michael Carter. I like Brandon Eccles, but I think Gardner is just on another level. He is on another level. I mean, he truly has potential to be a true lockdown #1 corner in football early in his career, and I think that's rare. Okay, so not only is he just a great prospect, not only would he be coming in at a huge team need, but he also fits the system. It doesn't get much better than that. But I think it's spot number 4. I'm looking at Kayvon Thibodeaux. He is the guy that I want to fall in this draft. When I think about the upside, when I think about the potential, the athleticism, the scheme versatility, it gets me pumped up. It gets me pumped up. I truly think KT could be a game wrecker, but who knows? Maybe Thibodeaux gets picked by the Lions at spot number 2. Maybe he goes to Houston at spot 3, and the Jets don't have an opportunity to do that. And by the way, that's just my personal preference. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong or anything like that. That's just my opinion. There's a lot of really, really talented players, guys that I would love to have on this Jets roster, but I'll say this. If Joe Douglas, if Robert Saleh have identified Ahmad Gardner to be the franchise cornerback, okay, a franchise cornerstone, the CB1 for this football team for years to come, I don't have a problem selecting him at 4 because we have that second first-round pick. It's almost crazy to think about, but I'm almost getting a little greedy here because it's not the norm to have 2 top 10 picks. And I'm sitting here, every day thinking about, different possibilities. Oh, who could fall to spot number 10, this and that. I mean, half of these teams don't have that luxury. Okay, so if the Jets do not, if number one, if they love Gardner, he is going to be, the CB1 for this franchise. franchise, and they want him. They love him. They want him in New York, and they don't think he's going to be there at spot number 10 because of Atlanta or whoever might have interest. There's also some talk about the New York Giants, especially if they do trade a James Bradbury, but I do think that they have bigger issues on the offensive line. I also feel like they need to address edge as well, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe the Giants have the same mindset as the New York Jets, because the Jets have similar issues on the offensive line and edge. But if the Jets don't feel like he's going to be there at spot number 10 and he is their guy, I don't have a problem with selecting Gardner. I think it would just be all a part of the plan, okay? Like, at this point, I would just trust the front office. I would trust the coaching staff, because I feel like these two parties are working hand in hand. It doesn't seem like there's some sort of rivalry. There's no sort of my way or the highway type of thing that's happening here, and we've had that a lot with the Jets, past head coaches and general managers. So it really seems like these guys are working as a team, and I'm hoping it stays that way. But yeah, Ahmad Gardner at spot number 4, it's really interesting to think about. Now, there are a couple cons. He has gotten a little handsy, specifically when he gets beat a little bit. He might get a little handsy and tug, right? You'll see him tug the jersey, and he's actually been flagged a lot for pass interference and defensive holding. But honestly, I mean, outside of the flags, he is a pretty clean, he's a pretty safe prospect. I mean, you talk to anybody, everybody loves Sauce Gardner here, and I think he would be a great fit in New York. So again, if Gardner passes those two hurdles, he's the Jets guy, right? He is the number 1 premier guy that they want on this team. And number 2, they don't think he's going to be there at spot number 10. I wouldn't mind selecting him at 4. I don't know if I would necessarily do that, but I'm not the general manager at the end of the day. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'm really interested to see where you stand on this, because I feel like it's a pretty controversial thing, because we have the whole positional value argument pop up again, much like it did with Kyle Hamilton. But it should be fun. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, go Jets.